Good morning students and welcome to my video. This is the video of class 7 subject science. So we were talking about the third chapter, that is the animal fiber. So we have already completed the first portion, that is the production of silk. So we have completed the life cycle of the silk. We have seen the sericulture. Now in this video we are going to talk about the second producer of animal fiber, that is the wool. So let's start. So what is wool? As we all know that the wool we are getting from the animal, that is the sheep. So what is wool? Wool is a light, soft, thick, durable and stretchable fiber. That means this is the fiber that the clothes are being made. Now for what? The clothes are lighter, they are soft, they are thick, they are durable, as well as they are stretchable fabric. So wool yielding animals have the hair on their bodies. This hair traps a lot of air. Air do not allow the body heat to escape and keep the animal warm. That means we have understand from here that the wool or the yarn that we are getting from these animals, that means mainly from the sheep, that is worn in the season of winter, because it is a very good insulator. That means it do not allow the heat to go out. That means it do not allow the air also to escape from the body. So here are some features of the wool fiber. So wool are very strong and they can hold together through much twisted and turning. That means if you twist it, it will, and that means it can bear that thing, that can bear the twisting, and it will not be torn. So this feature make them long lasting. That means if you are buying a woolen cloth, that means it will be last for a long time. So second point is the wool fiber readily absorb water. They are very good absorber of water. The third point is the wool is fire resistant. That means the fire will not catch the wool cloth very fast. That means it is known as the fire resistant cloth. Second point, wool has the ability to stretch and then return to its or natural length. That means it will not change its shape just like the cotton cloth. The next point is the woolen fiber have crimp, natural bends in a fiber. So they are also having the crimps. The last point is wool is reusable and biodegradable. That means the woolen cloth can be used for that means it can be used for more than one times. It can be reused and it is biodegradable. That means it can be biodegradable. It can that means if the woolen clothes are put into the soil, it can be biodegradable, it can be vanished. So here the main point is the wool from the sheep. How we are getting the wool from the sheep, what are the types of sheep, we are going to read over here. So in this point we have read the features of the wool fiber, that they are very strong, they are they can bear the twisting and the turning, they are very good absorber, fire resistant, its ability to stretch, they have crimps, they are reusable and they are biodegradable. So the next point is, the next topic is wool from the sheep. How we are getting the wool from the sheep? So sheep are the chief source of wool. That means from the sheep only we are getting the wool. But sheep are of different type. That means in different countries, different areas, the sheep are being found different. So the quality of that wool is also different in every area. Different kind of sheep produced different qualities of wool. For example, Australian merino sheep produce high quality wool. Sheep are rare to produce the wool. So from here we are getting the Australian merino is the fine quality of wool. The fleshy hair coat of sheep is spun to make woolen yarn. The yarn is then woven to make woolen cloth. The fiber that form the fleshy are of two types. So it is of two type, the coarse beard hair and the fine. So soft under here that are close to the skin, the soft under here provide fiber which are used to produce the clothes. So I would like to tell you all that the very fine wool what we are getting from the animals, it is just under the skin, sorry, not under the skin, it is close to the skin. That skin, that wool is very finest one. So from here in this diagram also we can see that from the sheep the woolen yarn is taken out. So here we will talk about the rearing and breeding of the sheep. So as I have told you that in the different places the different ships are being found. So here written ships are reared in many countries, including the hilly areas. Mainly the ships are found in the hilly areas in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and the plains of Haryana, Punjab, Gujarat, and Rajasthan. That means this is the winter states, and this is the hottest states. Ships are kept in clean, airy, and well ventilated shed by their rearer. That means the one who rear, they just keep the environment clean. Sheep feed on grasses and leaves. So this is the main source of food for the sheep. Sheep feeds on the grasses and the leaves. So the hence shepherds are the one who just take care of the sheep. Shepherd take sheep for grazing. In addition, sheep rear feed the cattle with a mixture of pulses, corn, jowar, and the oil cake. That means if they give this food, maybe the wool what we are wanting very fast, they will grow very fast, and they will have a curly and shiny here in their body. So there are different breed of sheep in our country. The sheep with the soft hair are selected for reproduction. Now those who rear and breed, that means those who breed the sheep or those who rear the sheep, they just select a hybrid sheep for the reproduction, so that the outcome will be very good. So the process of selecting parent sheep for obtaining a desirable baby sheep is called the selective breeding. So this process is known as selective breeding. By the selection of parent, the sheep rearer gets a good breed of the sheep. So female gives the birth to 1 to 2 sheep. So here we can understand that the sheep will just give the birth to only 1 or 2 sheeps, 2 baby sheeps. So here are the steps. Here we can see the processing of the wool. First thing, the first process is called the shearing. Now what is the shearing? Shearing, we would like to tell you that shearing is the process to remove the skin, the underlying skin from the sheep's body, so that all the wool can come out. So from the diagram we can see this one. So we can understand from here that this is a shearing is the process to remove out the fleshy thin layer of the skin, so that the wool can come out. So everything is written over here. I will not move to this part, but I will just move to the another part, that is scouring. So what is this scouring? Scouring, that means after, from this diagram also we can understand that means from the shearing we have taken out by any scissor or by trimmer or by any machine. So it is being taken out. So after shearing, it has to be washed. That means if you will not wash, there are many dirts that are present over there, so we have to wash over there. After shearing, the flesh is washed thoroughly in soap solution to remove the dust, dirt, and grease. That means they are having the dust, dirt, so it is being removed. The process of removing dust and grease from the fleshy is called scouring. So scouring is the process of cleaning this wool. The third steps is sorting. Now what is this sorting? So sorting means, very simply, they will sort out the wool according to their size, according to their quality. If there is a very short wool is there, so they will put it in one side. If there is very fine long wool is there, so they will short it in one place. So this process is called shouting. So you can hear the process of grouping the wool according to features such as length, fiber, diameter, color, texture and ease of dyeing is called shouting. So this is the shouting. That means they will just short it out according to their size, color, texture. The second last is dyeing and drying. That means the coloring up. So after drying, after washing those things, they just put for the dyeing. Dyeing means coloring. For the coloration, they just put it in this process. The natural color of ship is black, brown or white. As we all know that this is the natural color. So if it is brown or white, so the colors can be changed. So the process fibers are dyeing in various desirable colors. So whatever the color we want, it can be colored. Wool is dried by putting roller on it to squeeze out the water. Wool is now ready for further process in mills. So they are now then sent to the mills. So spinning, weaving and knitting. So what is this spinning, weaving and knitting? By the process of spinning, we are getting a fine yarn. Fine yarn means we are getting a fine thread. The dried fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarn. So we can see here, that means they are combed, dried and straight combed and rolled into yarn. That means they are converted into the thread. So that thread can be used for the knitting, they can be used for the weaving. The short fiber are spun and woven into woolen cloth. The long fibers are spun and knitted to make the sweaters. Maybe you can see the older people, they also knit. That means by the help of the needle, they just weave the sweaters for their babies. So up to here we have completed the woolen, about the woolen thing. So that's it for today. The other part we will see in the next video.